Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. We are here on May the 1st, 2025. The current time is 4:32 p.m. Central Time. From Housewives to headlines, DeShawn Snow's shocking interview. In this inspiring video, we delve into the life and philanthropic efforts of DeShawn Snow, a prominent businesswoman, devoted mother, and former star of Bravo's The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Discover how DeShawn is making a significant impact through her foundation, which is dedicated to empowering and enriching the lives of teen girls. Additionally, learn about Jared's Island, a friends and initiative that supports children with ADHD and autism. Join us as we explore her mission to spread the love of Jesus worldwide and transformative work she is doing in her community. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more uplifting content. So listen here, I don't know if y'all follow Nene Leaks. She has a show here on YouTube, and recently she had this Deshaun Snow on, and it aired today. And so one thing I can say, I don't know if y'all remember Deshaun Snow. She was actually a part of the first cast of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was on there with Lisa Wu, Nene Leaks, and Nene goes into how you know, she didn't really know DeShawn Snow at the time. However, she saw something in her. And Sheree Whitfield was on the show. Was Kim? I want to say Kim was on the show too. So they were just reminiscing on, the good old days. And so DeShawn Snow, as she's on the Nene Leak show, which is her podcast that she has. Now, like I said, here on YouTube, and she also had Michelle Atielian Brown on there, like to give like some little hot topics, and she went into the interview. Now, one thing I can say is Deshawn Snow. Deshawn Snow looks fabulous, and I mean that. Deshawn Snow looks fabulous. She was on the little heavier side. Hi, Dory. Hey, Bessie. How are you doing? Good to see you. She was actually, battle with her weight on the show. But one thing I can say is Deshawn Snow and her husband at the time, I totally forgot his name, but they had a nasty piece of coin. When I tell you Deshawn Snow had like her home built because she had stayed across the street or she stayed in the neighborhood where she was getting her home built. And oh my goodness, like that home was like everything. Like they had nannies, she had like her quarters, she had her office space, and they seemed like the picture perfect family. However, I felt like there was a divide when it had come to Deshawn's family. It was like her husband, he was like, how long are they going to be staying? This, that, and the third. And so, yeah. But on this episode of the Nene Leak show, Deshawn Snow got into, her health and wellness, her being divorced, her getting back into, well, still been in real estate, but really being active now. And then like on her dating in her dating life, and then her raising her boys. And so it was actually refreshing to hear that she had bounced back from a divorce and she's actually out here making things happen. And there was like a few things that I did take away from the interview, which was one of the things was around the time where the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season one, season one, we'll say season one. Deshawn didn't get called back for season two, but Nene Leakes kept her in the loop of things. She always invited her out. But Deshawn, at that time and place in her life and in her marriage and things like that, um, She didn't go. She decided not to go. Y'all, hold on. Let me go get my banana pudding. Let me go get my banana pudding. Because, girl, I'm over here going through the motions. This is like taking me back. You know, this is like taking me back, sister. Okay, to the good old days. I mean, when I think about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and when DeShawn Snow was on, and you had Sheree Woodfield, and that's when she was with Bob Woodfield, right? And so those were the good old days, like when, it was like fashion, it was like businesses, it was like culture, it was like the rich and famous, like the real black rich and famous. And it felt good to see our people, you know, on television doing it. Oh, I love Al videos. I would check it out. No, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm Deshawn Snow. Mm-hmm. Look her up. Like she has definitely, I want to say, like, she's definitely come a long way in her journey. And just like in her headspace, and even like with dating, you know, I just kind of feel like some people try to put stipulations on age and dating. But I feel like, if you have yourself together, why not? You're divorced, you're living your life, you have your businesses, and you're thriving. So why not? But now she says that, she's on the market, and, she tried like dating on the app, and she said that, it was kind of boring to her because, like, guy that was interested in her, he kept saying, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing?" You know how they be doing, like, when you first, you know, be out there on the dating scene. It's like, "Hey, beautiful, what you doing?" This, that, and the third. And it was like small talk, and it just really never went anywhere. And I think it really just kind of like, you know, made her feel like, what, this isn't what I'm looking for. Like, let me try something different. Those housewives casts are now watered down. They used to be the creme de la creme. And listen here, they did speak on that. And so she says that, the show has definitely changed. And she said that for the sake of, not like tearing it down, that it was funny, and she gets a lot of, it's entertainment TV, it's reality TV, you know. What else happened? So on the interview, her husband did have an outside baby, but she was more of like, the old school, like, we're gonna stick this out, we're gonna work through it, and we're just gonna make it happen, right? Like, no matter what. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm talking about, hey, real mama Fifi. Who is she? So I know Nene. So DeShawn Snow, she was actually on the first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Uh-huh. She was actually on the first season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But now she had when interviewed on Nene's show that she has here on YouTube. And she just kind of like giving people like a rundown on her life and kind of where she was in that space. And, one thing that I did take away from her is like she felt like she was going to be the generational curse breaker by staying married and things like that. And she said that her mother, and father, they had gotten divorced or whatever the case may be. But Nene was like, well, maybe you could pass the torch to your children, and maybe they could, do that. But one thing that I was going to say, the takeaway that I've taken away from that is, don't try to be anything. Don't try to, just let things be natural. If it's meant for you to like break those curses or whatever, generationally, Okay, but do your thing for yourself. Do it for, get married for the reasons that you want to get married for. Like, don't let it be because of, oh, well, mama or daddy or, what they want for me. Because if you start living for everybody else, you will never find your happiness. And I'm just going to tell you from experience, trying to live for your people. No, ma'am, you will be in misery. Like you will, it's pure misery. That's how I can describe it. You know, it's like you're living your life to make them happy. Other choices that you're making. I must have Mr. Nini got a show on YouTube. Oh yeah, yeah, she has a show on YouTube. Um, Portia has a show on YouTube. Like pretty much majority of the housewives are getting like YouTube channels. Uh huh. But what I had taken away from it was, she's thriving, she's surviving, she's doing her thing. We're able to do some vertical lives, so I'll probably be doing some vertical lives here shortly. I just wanted to come on and give you guys the tea and what I had taken away from it. I'm going to say that the lady looks fabulous. She's got her health and her weight in check, and she did the necessary things to um, get to the place where she is right now. And I want to say, live out loud and live your best self. Okay. You said, I'm not staying with a cheater unless I'm a cheater. Okay. Well, let's see here. That's all I got for y'all for right now. But let's see here. I'll be back with some more content here in a little bit. What is advantage of vertical lives? You get more people in the lives, and it just opens up the broader audience. And then I would be able to just do my straight out content. Like I could have somebody come up here, but I would rather like just go and do like my flat out content. Like whenever I want to have a panel, I think I would do like StreamYard. But if I just want to like hit a point and like really get y'all's attention, I'll do the vertical lives. Yeah, and then I need to build up watch hours on the backup channel, so it helps with backup watch hours. Yes. Yeah. Oh, no painting on vertical. No, no painting on vertical. But what I'll do is I'll just come StreamYard. Um, I'll maybe do like I'll do a vertical, and if y'all want me to take it to StreamYard, I'll take it to StreamYard. So what I'll do is I'll end this vertical, and then I'll take it to StreamYard. But I just want to see if the people are interested in there watching. Yes. Well, listen here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll be back at some point in time on today, but I want to thank you so much for your support. Have a great day on purpose.